This is Module 11, Power of Mastermind, the Driving Force. Napoleon Hill certainly emphasised this in terms of it being crucial to success, whereby two or more people coordinate their knowledge and effort in a spirit of harmony with a definite specific purpose in mind. And that he didn't feel that somebody on their own would actually be able to achieve anything like they might entirely fail, in fact, but they would certainly not get to achieve the benefits that a group of people coming together. And there's certainly, if we go back to Parkinson's law, that was originally to do with how organisations, bureaucracies work together and how many people it can take to do a job. Bureaucracies can expand and in fact less work gets done as a result of it. And there does seem to be an optimum number of people that would allow achievement to occur better. And I think you're speaking about between half a dozen and a dozen people at maximum in that front. Although there are issues with the whole notion of the mastermind insofar as what access you have to other networks. You will often be there's the old saying, if you want something done, ask a busy person. Now, a lot of people that you might want to work with you in the mastermind, they will be busy people. They'll be asked about all sorts of things day in, day out. An awful lot of those things they do not want to have anything to do with. So again, you need to have clarity about the benefits and the purpose of what you would be asking other people to get involved in. This is where your enthusiasm can play a part, but also as a clarity of purpose. It's also to recognise that anybody who helps you, you cannot expect them to give you help for free forever. So you really do have to tie in an aspect of clarity of the benefits, whether that be financial or otherwise, to any individual you're going to be approaching. So as I say, it requires your clarity, it requires your momentum. I think you have to actually be moving forward. It's easier to kind of pick up people, if you like, when you are moving forward, rather than doing everything from a standing start and expecting other people to get involved. And again, your enthusiasm hopefully will attract people. One of the other things in terms of mastermind that Napoleon Hill involved himself with was an imagined group. He would imagine great people from history and from his environment on a nightly basis. He would draw in people to an imaginary mastermind group, not as an alternative to this, but as an adjunct where eventually, he did this for years. He would have people like Abraham Lincoln or, Thomas Jefferson or Thomas Edison, people who may or may not have met, who may or may not have been living at that point, and he would find these group to make up people who would give him advice and give him thoughts on things. Now, it sounds a little strange. It is something that I'm still kind of struggling a bit with, but it is something that's worth paying attention to. He eventually found that there were all sorts of different characters and approaches that were kind of out of his experience, but that would be valuable for him to get advice on. You'd even find quirky things like people, commonly would turn up late. I think Abraham Lincoln and his imaginings would often turn up late. Don't know what that's all about, but it is interesting that he got great value from that exercise. Looking at the action steps for this module, Power of Mastermind. The first one is to read and or listen to the supplemental notes on the chapter. There are a few exercises, a couple of them directly taken from Think and Grow Rich. One of them is how to form a mastermind alliance, and that's an exercise that's worth doing. The next one is imagine a mastermind alliance. And the last one is one I've kind of put in, which is an optional one. You've already done the exercise, how to get the exact position you desire. If you could look at that and then see how you would amend it in order to get the ideal mastermind alliance members into your group, how would you have to articulate that, and what benefits would you have to communicate to actually convince yourself that the person would be willing to be involved in your mastermind alliance, but also the how they would see the benefits of doing that. And the last piece is to have a read of the chapter on the mystery of sex transmutation from Think and Grow Rich.